This workout is brought to you by Acorn. Acorn is the award-winning, age-friendly smart tablet designed and developed to make going online and accessing services easy. If you want to find out more, go to origincaregroup.com now.
So today is solely back to abs. And good news is we don't need a warm-up. That's always nice because we can dive straight into it. So make sure you got some space on the floor. You don't need any weight. Just yourself, comfy floor. And yeah, let's get into it. So we know we have a 15-second countdown. We're going to start with our core rows. So our core rows are lying on our back. And as you sit up onto your bum, you're going to bring your knees or tuck your knees into your chest. So you're going to keep the hands out in front if you can. You're going to sit up, knees in, and all the way back out. So let's go. So as you sit up, think of aggressively squeezing your abs to get you up. You're actually pushing yourself down with your lower back to kind of kick you off the floor. And then once you start kind of getting up a little bit with the upper body, then you start bringing the knees in. Because the common thing with this one is people will start leading with the knees and then try and sit up. And that's actually going to limit you because there's only so far we can tuck it all in if we start with our legs. So just make sure the upper body starts the movement first, and then the legs will follow suit. So keep going. We got another 6 seconds. And then we're going to stay lying on our back. We got squirms next. So 2 and 1. Right, lying on our back. So I want you to have your feet flat on the floor. Have your hands either side. You're going to pin your two shoulder blades together. So that just means as if you're going to squeeze something between your shoulder blades. And you're going to slide that hand in between your bum and the heel, the inside of that shoe. And we're just going side to side. And we should be pulling from our obliques, which is like 2 little strips either side of our abs right there. And that's doing the work. That's actually pulling us in. This one's stretching, this one's squeezing. And then we're going to swap with this one squeezing and shortening, and this one is stretching. So we're just going to go side to side. And one thing that can happen is if we don't bring our shoulder blades together, we can throw our hands in, and we're doing that, and we're lifting off the ground, and we're just kind of going every which way. We're kind of taking the tension off the abs because we're letting the arms do the work. So 2, 1, relax there. So what I want you doing, on the next one, we are going to go into a knee tuck into a core row, similar to that. So 2 hands above the head. We're going to come in, right hand to left knee, sit up, bring it back down. Swap sides. So that's a knee tuck right there. Then we're going long leg reach, back down, long leg reach. So we're alternating right and left. Then we're going knee tuck, long leg reach, and long leg reach. But we're working cross body. And because we're working cross body, we're going to bring more obliques into it. So there's plenty of work. And then when we go back in to our core rows, you're going to notice a big difference between round 1 and round 2. But make sure you're lifting the shoulder blades off the floor. That's ultimately what we're looking for. 2, and we'll finish off this rep. And down. Core rows are back again. We're not going just yet though. We got 5 seconds. We may as well take the 5 seconds. So 2, 1, let's go. Sit up onto your bum, knees in, slowly back out. And take a second when you're at the back here, just to kind of reset the posture and then go again. Because sometimes what we can do, and people find it easy, because we're bringing momentum, is bang, bounce off the floor and then you're back up. Okay? So if you are using that, give yourself a dead stop here for a second, and then we're going from there. Take your time. Try and keep the feet in the air as they come in. Sometimes they can just go down. I did do a lot of hip work. I'm going to get that excuse in. So my hips are quite tired, but still, no excuse for me to drop them. Rest there. So we've got our squirms next. So our core rows, we're working our upper and lower abs because upper and lower came together. We got our squirms now, so let's go. And this is working the obliques. So we're kind of covering most of the abdominal muscles with these 2 exercises. But of course, we know that's just not enough. We've got to really test our abs. So once we get through the 3 rounds of these 3, we're going to intro another 3 for 3 rounds. And you're going side to side. And one thing you can do is if you are getting a bit of a neck strain, chances are you're driving your chin into your chest. We don't want that. Let your head on the floor and just let it glide on the floor. So 2, 1. That's one way it's going to take the stress off the neck. Because your head does weigh a bit. It is a heavy part of the body. Like your legs. They're surprisingly heavy. So, into your knee tuck, long leg reach, okay? Let's go. Right hand to left knee, back down. Left hand to right knee, back down. Right hand to long left leg, back down. Left hand to right long leg. There's a lot of rights and left in there, but just make sure you're reaching cross body. So you got to hit 2 knees in a row. You got to hit 2, say, shins in a row. Because you'll be doing very well to hit the toe. If you can hit the toe, great. I'm not going to get to the toe. I'm just going to get to the end of the shin where it comes in and hits the ankle, talus bone. Oh. 2, and rest there. Oh. So 3 seconds, and we're back to the start. So 2, 1, let's go to core rowing. And back down. So make sure you're pushing that lower back into the floor, and that lower back as you fall back is the first thing to hit the floor when you come back down. I like taking a second just to reset myself, so making sure that I'm purely me doing the work through my abs and nothing else is coming into it. And you will get more of a return if you slow it down, focus on control, focus on quality. And you hear us say it time and time again, quality of reps always trumps quantity of reps. 2 and 1. So squirms next. Oh. So you may find yourself sliding up the mat. You can readjust. So 2, 1, let's go. So what I mean by quality always trumps quantity is we don't care if you get 5 reps in say a minute interval. As long as you get those 5 reps in that are really high quality and good technique, we don't care. You got 5 good reps in. Now, if you got 20 half reps in that 1 minute time, we don't care. It's 20 reps where you're getting half range of motion. You're not getting the full effect of what you could be doing. So we'd rather you put more time in to each rep to get it spot on. Rest there. Whew. Right, knee tuck next. Knee, knee, shin, shin. Think of it that way. 3, 2, 1. Remember, shoulder blades have to leave the floor in order for a rep to count. This will break it down. Let's keep going. So when we get through this one, this will be the end of the 3 rounds. We intro 3 new exercises. The next one is not pretty. It's going to be a V sit-up. It's quite similar to a core row, but we'll bring it through a quick demo. But remember, we only have that 10-second interval to kind of go through it and rest there. So your V sit-up, hands are going to start above your head. Same rules apply. Your upper body is going to come up first, up, meet the legs, and back down. Okay, so you're trying to create that V from side on. And let's go. So upper body up first, meet the legs, bring them back down. So if you don't get up the whole way, that's fine. We're still testing the abs. Focus on the way down. Okay, so say if I get to here and that's all I get to, just that little release there is what you're going to focus on. And that's going to have a big effect on the abs. It can be hard to kind of get a bit of a rhythm out of this one because you got to time it perfectly. Same with the core rows. They're very similar exercises. And if you bring your legs up first, you're only going to be able to reach so far. Okay, so upper body up first, that dictates the movement. With that, roll into a high plank, so 2 hands on the floor. We are going to go into shoulder tap, so you're tapping the opposite shoulder without moving the hips. And you'll understand what I mean by that. So let's get into a high plank, spread the feet, tuck the pelvis up, rib cage down, so you're kind of tucking the butt. Left hand will touch the right shoulder, back down, right hand will touch the left shoulder. And so what I want with this one, a common mistake with this one is when I go to tap the opposite shoulder, I'm going to rotate and look at this way. I'm going to put this hand down, I'm going to tap, rotate this way. We don't want that, okay? Because you're not actually putting pressure through your abs. Keep the hips level. Don't let them rotate. Think of a glass of water on your lower back. We don't want to spill it. So 3, 2, 1. Onto your back again. So that's the only one where we're in a high plank. It's exhausting me mentally and physically. Right, feet flat on the floor, cross your arms over your chest, lift up as high as you can, feel the pinch, then you're back down. Just take your time. And this one's important when I was saying that when you come back to the ground, don't go straight away, because you can effectively bounce as if you're on a trampoline and gain a bit of a kind of a kick into the next rep. Don't do that. Bring it down, take a second, reset, go again. I'm only talking about 1 second. I'm not saying come down, a few breaths in. Yeah, now it's time to go again. Just go after a second. Once you're still, rest there. So now we're back to our V sit-ups, round number 2. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So remember, upper body dictates everything. And as you come off with the upper body, it's like you're peeling. You're peeling the upper back first, then you're peeling the middle back, then the lower back. And as you come down, that was a terrible rep there. You can see the loss of concentration where the legs kind of went up first. As you come down, it's lower back, middle back, upper back. So they all touch the floor at some stage or come off the floor at some stage. Don't get me wrong, we've saved this one for the second block when we're tired, when we're fatigued. It is a very difficult ab exercise. And rest there. So into a high plank. But we're throwing these in because we need to progressively overload the body, which means we've got to put more demanding work in. Right, let's go shoulder taps. Nice wide feet. When I take my right hand off the floor, I'm going to drive down through my right foot as well to stabilize and back down. But I'm making sure my hips don't rotate with me. It's almost like I'm actually trying to rotate against the grain by twisting back in towards the floor with that exposed hip. Take your time. Nice and slow. The faster you move, the more of a chance you're going to throw yourself off balance, and you're actually going to move and wiggle through the hips. It can become the easiest exercise in the world if we turn it into a fast-paced exercise. Rest there, onto your back, sit-ups. So making sure that you go really slow, almost like we're recording you and it's in slow motion. We're slowing it down. Then try it, see how hard it is. Abs are definitely feeling it after today now. Just make sure you get that pinch on. You're trying to get the shoulder blades just off the floor. Keep your lower back down. Well, it's going to be pretty hard to keep it up anyway. What I like to do, sometimes if you don't really feel an area you're working, or I feel like I'm pulling from a different part of the body, just start tapping that. And that's going to tell your body you can rest there. That's going to tell your body we need to pull from here. This muscle needs to pull its weight. And the body will adjust to that stuff. So do give it a try. Right, V sit-ups, last round. Let's finish strong on this one. So take your time, come back down, take a second, or back up, and then we're going back down. But the big emphasis is the coming down part. So yeah, you gotta psych yourself up a few times and go, okay, I got this, but you really do got this. Take your time. Think about squeezing your abs. Someone's about to punch you in that stomach. You gotta brace for that impact. That's gonna pull you up out of the hole and back down and rest. So, the last 40 seconds of our shoulder taps. Make sure these are the slowest reps you've ever done in your life. Okay? Quantity is irrelevant. We're looking for quality. Even if it takes you 40 seconds for one hand to touch the shoulder, do it. And if there's no motion in the hips, perfect. So you are going to be driving through the foot. You can sit a glass of water right here in my lower back, and that's not going to spill a drop. I'm taking my time. It's a demanding exercise once we get it right. It's an easy exercise if we do it wrong. It's testing me for sure anyway. 2 and 1. Right. Onto your back. Last set. Levitation sit-ups. Let's get it done. And this will bring us home after 15 minutes. Here we go. So remember, it's like peeling yourself off the floor. Just as easy as that. No, it's not going to be easy after all this work that we put through. But it's the same principles. You can put your hands behind your head if you know your range of motion. I don't want you pushing through your hands to kind of force your head forward and help yourself getting up. Just gently support the head is all you're doing. It's just stopping that neck from straining. You're just clenching it too tight. So 3, hold it for 3 seconds, and then we're back down. And there you have it. That is the end of abs. So great work. Yeah, I suppose we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.